Welcome to this video, which hopefully will help students understand my unique way of having you handle the Chapter 1 textbook assignment in the Web 110 class. Now, if you're noticing the due date on here, please note that there are two sections of Web 110. There is a seated class that has met since the beginning of the semester, and there is an online class which has just recently started. So the due dates will vary, although the assignments will be the same for both classes. So take note of your due dates according to your individual Blackboard attachments and calendars and all that. I'll apologize up front for a little bit of a throat issue, so hopefully I'll have to clear my throat minimally. As you read and study Chapter 1 in the textbook, as I mentioned in class, I'll mention this again for the benefit of the online students. In this first chapter called Browser Basics, pages Web 1 to Web 66, you'll be looking at two different browsers in the book. One of them is Internet Explorer. It's version 9 in the book, and the other one is Firefox. There are, of course, other browsers that are very popular. Google has one called Chrome. Apple has one called Safari. Excuse me, one called Opera sometimes is very popular also. And there are various browsers out there that are less known, specifically oriented toward the devices like the tablets, like the iPad and the Surface and the Nexus from Google and stuff like that. Please note that if you're a very exact words type of student, you may find some differences in the book versus what you have on your computer. That's because of the different versions of browsers. They don't have to ask the book companies permission to change their browser look. So these things do happen in technology classes. As you study this chapter, note these questions even though you don't have to necessarily write them out. Some students will go, well, I don't have to do this, so I'll do nothing. But you will be responsible for these contents come test time, and you need to be aware of it. So look at these items and see whether you know the various toolbars that are on your particular browser. Again, I apologize. Can you go in and out of full screen mode? Do you know the parts of a web address, the URL? Are you okay with the back, forward, and refresh buttons? The internet options choice that you have if you want to change your home page or look at more private browsing, more private searching while you're on the computer. Can you use the tabs to open new web pages? Do a favorites or bookmarks or a folder so you can save some of these pages? Can you view your history and clear it if you need to, and manage privacy settings in case there are first or third party cookies out there? So you want to make sure that you know these things. Don't just assume that you do. And then your assignment will be to do case problem 4 and case problem 5 in the book, but I'll do a different twist. Unlike the book's version where you have to do a report, if you look at that page in your book, and I'll try to display the electronic one up here, there are some steps that are slightly different in your textbook than they are on the browser now, and I want to be sure to give these to you again in case I have a very literal student that gets a little more anxious about about directions. I apologize for my throat again. So these first 3 directions might be slightly different, maybe not as exact, so I wanted to give you some alternate directions for these first 3 steps right here in the handout. So what you'll do, and freeze the video if you need to, go to the Cengage Brain site, cengagebrain.com, which is associated with your textbook. Enter the International Student Book Number, ISBN, that's located on the back cover. Click Search, and you'll look at a button called Related Products and Free Materials. In your book's directions, they're asking for an Access Now button. Now it's just called Access. It's a little different process now, and then you click something called Web Links, which I'm going to do for you right now. I'll try to avoid clearing my throat, ladies and gentlemen, unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to the Cengage Brain site, cengagebrain.com, and I'll end up at a screen similar to this one. And in this very first box next to the word brain, you're going to type in the ISBN number of the textbook, which I happen to have over here near me. You can't see it, but it's on my regular desktop. 978-1111-529-116. And again, this is on the back of your textbook and on the inside following the title page. Click on this and you'll get your textbook on the screen, hopefully at some point. And right below the picture of the book, you'll see something that says Related Products and Free Material, and there's a button over here that says Access. It doesn't say Access Now. Again, if you're an exact words kind of person, you may be unhappy with this, and you'll have to just adapt to this in the course because technology, again, can change. Click the Access button, And as it hopefully goes to the next page, here we go, it shows me a picture of the book, and you have various resources over here. And in this particular case, you're going to click the one that says web links, the very bottom choice. Just click on that. You'll come to a new screen that has the various exercises in the book by chapter. Now they call them tutorials rather than chapters. So just click on the tutorial 1 web link, the one that has all the ones and the HTML ending. If you click on that, you'll go to yet another page, and you'll have the contents of this first chapter, review assignments, the actual session in the textbook, and then you have the various case problems. When you click one of these case problems, essentially it just scrolls down further on the page. So I'll click case problem 4, click case, say that 5 times, and you'll see the various internet browsers. One of them, case number 4, deals with the browser for Internet Explorer and for Firefox. Case problem 5 deals with Chrome, with Safari, and the less popular but still good Opera browser. What you're doing in this exercise is picking 2 of these, one for case problem 4 and one for case problem 5. And again, if we look at the book directions, and here we go. Step 4 just says use the link on the browser page, which we just referred to a minute ago, to familiarize yourself with the features and tools the browser offers. So I'm going to click on that and hopefully have some luck here. I'll click on Internet Explorer and see what goes on. And I'm not sure what I was going to go on with this. I guess it's giving you some features with it. If nothing else, you can just go in and just familiarize yourself with the textbook chapter, pages 1 through 60 or whatever it is, and you can go that route if you like. Mainly just familiarize yourself, sorry about that, mainly familiarize yourself with the varying parts of the browser. And it says on the next page to do a report. You're not going to have to do a report. That's too dull in my opinion. I want to tie this in with a little different twist in my assignment. So don't worry about the report right now. What I'm going to ask you to do, and similarly, so you can know this with chapter 5 or case problem 5, you've got the same directions essentially in this assignment as well. And instead of doing a report for each of these, I'm going to have you create a special kind of bingo card. Again, here are the directions in the handout that's on Blackboard. Follow the rest of the steps in the textbook in order to understand the concepts, blah blah. And again, I've talked about a bingo card right here. In your Blackboard link, and let me see if I can pull this up from its original form. Bear with me just a second. I thought I had this a minute ago. The first time I did this video, I had the audio portion not working for some reason. It wasn't very happy. So I'm going to pull up this original document right here real fast to let you see this, I hope. Again, I apologize for this. Let me see if I can find where this is located. See if I've got 2 versions of this. One of them where I had notes and one where I didn't. Right here, what you're going to do is take the bingo card that I have put in both this handout and in the Blackboard link as a separate attachment, and you're going to take this bingo card and do some stuff with it. I've listed some topics on here, starting with navigation bar in the B column, favorites bar in the I column, and I want you to look at all these terminologies and concepts on this bingo card and do something with it. You're going to take that bingo card and open it up, and I'm about to show you this right now. Again, my reason for doing this is in case I confused the more nervous student maybe in my handout. So if I open this bingo card, I would right click it, and that way you can choose which software you want to use to open it. If you double click it, you're letting the computer have the last word. I like to right click and choose using open with, and I'm going to choose paint. Again, depending on what kind of computer you have, this bingo card will pull up on the screen. Again, I apologize. And what you're going to do with this is basically determine how comfortable you are with the concepts. And this is not an exact match of what I have on the handout. It was pretty doggone close. And I'm going to see if I can get this to pull up here. You'll notice here that I do a lot of winging when I'm creating videos. I don't make it perfect because I don't have time with 5 classes and a church job to do this perfectly. So hopefully you're okay with this. I want you to use a color scheme to indicate how the browser's to indicate how well you understand the concepts. If you think of a traffic light, if you will, green, oh my gosh, I understand everything perfectly. I am so fine. I am all over this. Yellow, kind of a caution light concept. I'm a little uncertain. Might need a little bit of help. The red is the red alert. I'm really confused. I'm going to need some help. Please explain this to me. And in black is something that's not applicable. You may have chosen Firefox and Google, and when it comes up with the Safari on the bingo card, you may say, I didn't use Safari, so this is not an issue for me. So again, going to the bingo card, I'm just going to pick a shape. You can do whatever you want to as far as I'm concerned. Just have fun, be creative. Don't be so nervous about it. Don't worry about the 4.0 and the straight A's and oh my gosh, I'm going to fail this class. Relax. A lot of students are from the bring it on mentality. I'm fine with it. Others are scared to death every time they're on a computer. And I want you to relax and enjoy this as much as possible. You can contact me if you need help. I'm going to click on this star shape and I'm going to pick green just to give you a very visual example of what I want you to do. I may be totally fine with how to get to the menu bar, file edit and all that on my browser, so I'm going to put a little green star right there. Now you have to be careful. If you change colors and still have it selected, it's going to change colors with you, so be careful about that. I'm okay with the back button. I know how to use the back button. I know the parts of a URL, www and all that. I know how to use page tabs to get a new page. And let's say, for example, that with private browsing I'm a little bit uncertain. I'm okay, but I might need a little help. I might use a yellow star. I might even use a different shape there. Again, be creative and do whatever works for you. I'm having a little bit of a problem with the slowness of my computer here. Maybe I can get this to work out. Sorry about that color. Maybe with the red one, maybe I'm having a lot of trouble with managing cookies, or I'm not real secure about it, and I might put a red one there. I might have trouble with favorites folders, so I'll put one there. I might have a yellow one if I am uncertain about a concept. So I'm going to take this private browsing and I'll put a yellow one right there. I don't know what happened with my brown stars. For some reason it didn't want to cooperate with me. And I might use the black star or something black for something not applicable. For example, I might not have chosen Google Chrome, so I don't need to worry about it. So I'll put a black star there, which basically says, hey, I didn't use Google Chrome, I didn't use Internet Explorer. You basically want to fill in each of these boxes on the bingo card, and then you're going to save it. Now, if you click save, you're going to overwrite the original one. A lot of people click the picture and don't think. Please choose save as so that you get the last word. And for case study 4, I might say bingo card case problem 4. Know where you saved it because I'm not at your computer. Then you'll click save right there. And we'll give you this transparency note. It's perfectly fine in this particular package. Everything's wonderful. So no worries about that. And I have my card saved. Now, in the handout, I have asked you to submit this to a software program called Sticky. You will get an invitation to this Stickley.com website. Now, I may have some little quirks with this, and if this doesn't work for you, I'll fix it. Again, please, 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 please don't panic about the assignments. I'm going to work this out with you. I've sent an invitation to everybody, and I gave an example. I sent this to your college email. I don't know about all the ooh babies at Yahoo addresses. I'm strictly sticking to the addresses that are associated with the college. It's always your last name, first initial, 3 numbers or 3 digits of your account. I don't know why I'm not thinking today with this video. I apologize. At myclevelandcc.edu. So I've sent that to each of you, or should have. You can let me know. And if you go into your email accounts, you should be able to get to it. Here's an example of Stickley right here. I'll go ahead and close this one temporarily. And here is an example of the email that you'll get. You'll get something like a reminder or something that you're invited to join the Stickley board. I can't talk today. And there will be a link inside this invitation that you will click on, a real big one that says Stickley.com. And you shouldn't have a password with this. If by chance you have a password with this or something to sign in, let me know. You shouldn't have to worry about a password, but if you do, let me know, please, and I'll fix that for you. Again, do not worry about the grade. I've done some posting ahead of time just to let you know what happens. Everybody in the class will have the same Stickley board. You're all posting onto my board, and you can put anything you want to there. You can put a note right there. For instance, I just drag this in, and I can choose the color. And typically, this particular screen is not in the way. In this example, it is in the way, so you may want to slide it over. And I'll slide mine over for right now, just to give you some. If I can get to work, I'll slide mine over to get some indicator. I'm just going to close that window and bring this guy over here just to let you see it. And I might type something in there that says, "This is Mike Sys card," just like I did a minute ago, concerning Mozilla Firefox, something like that. I can go in and grab photo right here, throw that in here. When I drag it up, I can click Add Photo, and I'll go and find where I put that bingo card. I happen to know where this one is, and I'll put bingo card case problem 4 in there, add the photo. What Stickley is basically is like a storyboard or a bulletin board where people can put stuff, and I thought this would be a good way for all the class to share what they have already and see who understands and who does not understand certain concepts. Just a little different twist from writing the regular report. So I hope that this information makes sense to you in terms of what I'm asking for in this assignment. And if you have any questions on it, please let me know, and I will be glad to help you. Have a great day. And I apologize for the inconsistencies on this video, but I had to do this in a hurry under time constraints and all this coughing. Thanks again for understanding.